Lots been going on, huh? A lot of stuff recently. Pretty sure some of you are aware of what happened recently. I will be talking about them, but... well, I will mention them. But that is not what is going to be happening in this stream. Yet! But I have returned. But let me just knock out some IRL stuff first. I no longer have a job because, well, where I worked, they were running low on work. This time of year, it usually happens every year, so they let me go. I was pulled in. They said, we gotta let you go. Work is slowing down. And it was like, all right. Then at the end of my shift, turned in my badge and left. That was it. No hard feelings. But that's not the reason why that's not the main reason why I'm streaming tonight. There's a lot on my mind, and I want to get some shit done. So let's just get to it. Oh, and first off, I got a few more things. One of the reasons why I haven't been streaming recently is, well, one, because of my job. And things were, you know, it was my now job that I no longer have. But, one, it was the job, 2, laziness, and 3, my camera wasn't necessarily doing very good. It'd probably go just like a couple minutes and then freeze up. So that was basically just a hard no. That was basically just a hard no for doing whatever. Get this kick message out of here. Sorry about that. So that basically explains that should explain about 90% of the reasons why I haven't been streaming lately. 1, I had a job. 2, I was lazy. And 3, my camera was doing kind of shit. So, there you go. But other than that, I got something for you guys. I'm going to be doing something different once again. I'm going to get this going on down here. And yes, this does deal with a controller. But you're going to see some absolutely crazy shit. Emphasis on crazy. So I've got this going. I'm just getting it set up real quick. So just give me a minute. Let's see, main window. I'm just getting it set up in OBS, so just give me like 10 or so seconds. Okay, there we go. We'll just move this up. There we go. Okay. No, don't stop the manipulation. Whoop. That wasn't it. It's coming through the headphones, but... it still doesn't capture it. Okay. Yep, this is a little bit weird. Alright, so it works that way. Alright. I'm gonna try this again. And on top of that, my controller stopped working for some reason. So, gotta figure this thing out. But yeah, it's Super Smash Bros. Melee, if you can't tell. Okay, there we go. I had the lights on for just a moment. What is with this damn thing? Config. This is... What the hell is going on? Controllers are controller input is freaking dead. Well, this definitely something crappy. Off to a bad start already. The hell? All right, just give me a second. Yeah, somehow the controller's not working. Yeah, great start, that's for sure. Just give me a moment. I gotta fix some shit. One hell of a start, huh? I'll be right back. Just gotta fix my controller for some reason. I have planned at least. There we go. At least so far it works. Alright. Hopefully it should be working now. Got a light. So, let's get back to things. Alright. Wait. Here we go again. Controllers. Yep, that's working right. Okay. Got that. And this. Unreal. Okay, so my controller just... It's like, yeah, it's showing up, but... nothing's happening. Unbelievable. Here we go again. Ugh. Just let me know if you guys can still hear me. It should still be going. Unreal. What about this? Well, looks like what I had planned is going to total shit so far. Let me try a different avenue. Alright, so I got something working. I got something working. So it works with this. Alright, that's good. Save. Alright, let's see. I'm not considering myself, not done with this yet. Let's go with this. Let's see. Let me check to see if this works first. Okay. I'm just doing some testing real quick. Accidentally got that to fail, but can pick it back up. Man, this thing is freaking falling apart fast. Man, she gets something up. Okay, yeah. Alright, so apparently full screen on this doesn't necessarily work very well. So I'll just crop it out so that you guys see the gameplay. All right. I have the debug menu activated. Are you guys able to hear the stream? Are you guys able to hear the game or no? Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear my if you can hear the game. I don't think you guys are. Let me see if I can fix that. Capture audio. There we go. Should be able to hear it now. Alright. Managed to get it all fixed, Matt. Game audio just a bit loud. Alright. Is that enough? What do you think? Good. Alright. So, what I have planned, at least for this, I definitely have some topics that I want to talk about, but I'm going to be more or less just dropping that. I'm just going to be dropping references to them while I'm playing this game. And from that, you'll know what my stance on them is. But let me just get them out of the way before I even get to that. First up, the Charlie Kirk assassination. That was an awful event that happened. I felt like I lost a friend that day. Even though I did not know him personally or anything like that. I only knew him as the Turning Point guy. But the day that it happened, I felt like I lost a brother. I cannot imagine what it's like to be Erica Kirk, his widow. My condolences to Erica Kirk and her son and daughter. My deepest condolences. Second off, the National Guard shooting that happened in DC the day before Thanksgiving. Again, another awful event that happened. My condolences go out to the family of the National Guard member that died serving for his or her country. I don't remember if it was a man or a woman. I'm just covering my bases. We should not have to witness that. We should not have to go on the news and hear that stuff. You take the life of a hero, that is a no-go. That is a no-go in my book. Not unforgivable, but very unacceptable. Very difficult to forgive, but not impossible to forgive. And also, while I'm branching off the topic of the National Guard shooting that happened in DC, the shooter apparently was a radical Muslim potential terrorist. At least that's what I remember. My views on Islam it is this. Islam has to go, but the Muslims, the followers, should live. Hate the sin, love the sinner. There we go. Anyways, with that, hopefully, with some gameplay, and with a little bit of dark humor, yes, there will be dark humor now. Let's get to the gameplay. How's it going, Ivan? Let me just pick. You know what? Matt, pick which character I'm going up against. That's going to be character number 2. I'm going to get all the others. I'm going to get the other ones set up. We'll go with Mute City. Team battle. Time mode. Sure. I'll go with a 10-minute. I'll go 10 minutes. And there we go. All right. So Matt, pick which character I'm going up against. Kirby! Okay then. Okay, the worst character in Smash Melee, apparently. Sure. Let's get to it. Now, this is who I'm playing as. Yep, I'm playing as Giga Bowser. And if you probably can't tell, I'm also playing as these guys. I'm playing as Giga Bowser and the Hands at the same time on one controller. 3 characters, 1 controller. Watch the controller inputs. You're gonna see some truly disgusting shit. Crazy hand laser glitch. I'm only gonna do it once though. You're seeing some nasty shit, aren't ya? This is what I think should happen to Charlie Kirk's assassin.
No contest.
So, what did you think about that? Didn't know I was capable of playing as 3 characters at once in Smash Brothers, huh? Wanted to get that out of the way. Just a nice little ass beating. That's not the only thing I got planned yet. Still got some other stuff. What else do I want to do? Oh my goodness. Alright, I just got a little DM from my from Matt that the dark joke that I just made about Charlie Kirk's assassin and what I think should happen to him. That good old ass beating. Apparently they're dying of laughter. Yeah, I'm capable of some fucked up shit, huh? Capable of some fucked up jokes. But hey, we live in a free country. Freedom of speech, baby. Sometimes, laughter really is the best medicine. Helps you deal with some really dark shit. Even as something as dark as September 10th, 2025. Or maybe what happened 24 years prior to that, minus 1 day. 23 years, 364 days ago. Well, 23 years, 364 days prior to that. So, yeah. We could use some dark humor every now and then. Just to help deal with some fucked up shit like that. But let's get to the next thing I wanted to do. Which is what exactly? Oh. Do a little bit of Bloons Tower Defense 6. Why not? So let me just change the window. Get this thing up and running. If it manages to open. Just give it a minute. There it is. Oh, might be frozen. Yeah, it's frozen. Hold on a second. No, not that. Just give me a damn moment. What? Why does Blunt's Tower Defense 6 keep on frickin' closing on me when I'm using OBS? Or, not closing, but it keeps on minimizing. What the hell? It just fucking minimizes. What the shit? Hold on, just give me a damn moment. Let me know if you're even able to see this. I can see it just fine, but apparently on OBS it's not showing for shit. There we go. And get it now. Alright, no need for the controller anymore. Alright, so couple things you've seen, well, obviously, there's a new map. Well, not just one, but a couple new maps. We got one in beginner, which is 3 mines around. That was in update 51.0, I think. And then there's Tricky Tracks, which was in 52.0. Both of those came out with 2 new Paragons, being the Bomb Paragon, the Ballistic Obliteration Missile Bunker, and the Herald of Everfrost. Now, I have tested these things off stream, and these things are already amazing 555 towers. However, my criteria for what I think of good Paragons has changed. The criteria for a good Paragon has changed. And so has my tier list. So I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that pulled up. Let me just get to it. It is right here. There we go. So I'm going to, in fact, I'm going to see if I can duplicate this thing. Yep. Okay, so I got another copy of it. I'm going to split this thing right down the middle. And I will cover what I think of each paragon. One by one. I'm going to start off bottom to top. So, we'll start with these ones right here. So, whoop. First off, the Ace Paragon. When it comes to the damage, second only to the Spike Factory Paragon. At least, I think. When it comes to, let's say, like, bosses and stuff like that, second to none. Oh, damn near second to none. It is up there, it's like top 3. But in terms of a 555 tower, total shit. It's missing this, and it's missing this. If you can somehow manage to, if Ninja Kiwi can get the Sky Shredder and the Flying Fortress to be more prominent in the Goliath Doom ship, I'll consider moving it up from D to C tier at least. That's what I think of the Goliath Doom ship. It's missing multiple tier 5s. Now, on to the Engineer Paragon. The Engineer Paragon has not moved. However, there has been one buff. There has been one new thing about it. It can overclock other Paragons. That is awesome. However, its tiering has not changed one bit. Awesome ability, though. But you'll also see that the Dart Paragon has changed. Now, the Dart Paragon could either go in D or C tier. It can go in either one. It's got a lot of range, kind of like the Crossbow Master. But if it pulled something, if the Crossbow Master, if this thing was able to have something unique from this, other than a lot of attack speed and, you know, more damage and whatever, if this thing had something unique, and this thing inherited that, it would immediately go into A tier. Because it's got this combined with this. Pretty easy. Now, jumping over the B tier, because the Glaive Dominus has moved up, going straight to the Wizard Paragon. Now, when it comes to each tier, it doesn't necessarily matter. You can shuffle them. You can shuffle them up however you want. Like, I'll shuffle them up whichever way. It doesn't matter. The Magus Perfectus, it does have the Phoenix Explosion, which I would say is kind of like a combination of this, and it can also burn. So it kind of deals like some damage over time. It's a little bit tough. But I would say it's possible it could be an A tier, but a minimum B tier. At minimum, this thing is in B tier. This is like a bare minimum. Bare minimum. But that metamorphosis ability is pretty damn strong. Duh. But this is not counting the damage. Damage means shit in this. Damage means absolutely nothing in this tier. In this tier list. Next up, the Navark. I thought this thing was pretty high up there. Now, not so much. That's because of the cross-path thing. It used to be an S tier. Now it's an A tier. Don't get me wrong. It's got the damage. It's got the utility. It's got the money making. It's got that, all of that. But I don't see very much cross-pathing. That's it. The planes don't necessarily fire grape shards. If they did, this would probably jump up to A+ tier. But the only reason why it's an A tier, I think it's each of the cannons effectively fire multiple explosives. Multiple explosives. That's effectively what it does. This thing chucks out more explosives than a radical Islamic terrorist. That's how good this thing is when it comes to explosives. Now, onto the... Yeah, I'll go with the Ice Tower Paragon. The Ice Paragon. The Herald of Everfrost. Super brittle. And absolute zero in that snowstorm roar. Damn, is that thing good. A global plus 10 damage debuff? Fucking take my experience, okay? Take my XP and just shut up. But it's also got that Ice Lance Beam that fires out icicles. Well, it gives the icicle status to basically all balloons that are hit by the beam. And it fires out ice shards. That's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. That's 2 cross paths right there. But this one but kind of missing this one, but whatever. But the ability is, it is the most broken ability I've ever fucking seen. The Eclipse of Fimbulwinter ability. What the fuck is that? Slowing down bads is already powerful. Slowing down bads is already strong as fuck. That is already broken as fuck. But slowing down bosses just a little bit and disabling a skull? Excuse me? What the fuck was Ninja Kiwi thinking? What the fuck was Ninja Kiwi thinking with this thing? For 300k? What the hell? That is insane, okay? That's just what the fuck. Moving on. Glaive Dominus. A tier, A plus tier. The reason? The glaives that it fires out, the ricocheting glaives, they're fired effectively at permacharge speed. I mean, if you were to mod the fuck out of it, like you could get pretty much any Paragon to fire at hypersonic speeds, but this thing does it at degree 1. Damn it! I'm pretty sure it should inherit the permacharge thing right there, the permacharge attack speed. Anyways, the orbiting glaives that it inherits from the Glaive Lord, those do additional damage to blimps, to Moabs, BFBs, ZOMGs, DDTs, BADs, all those. Those deal bonus damage right there. So it kind of does this cross-path thing twice. But, you know, like some of you would probably say, oh, it's got the frickin', oh, it's got the glaive, the Moab press is a glaive. The Moab press attack is a glaive. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a glaive or a boomerang. I don't care. It's the same idea. But it does get the A plus tier. I will give it that. Now on to the second half. What I think of as the top 5. The Tac Shooter Paragon. S plus tier. Now, this thing is S plus tier. Now, you can see that I have the S tier right here, and there's nothing in it. That's because the Tac Shooter Paragon, the Crucible, does something extra. It does something extra than just combine all 3 paths into one. Now, first off, how does it manage to do that? All 3 paths at once? The Maelstrom ability, well, first off, the base attack. It launches out 4 blades that each split into now 8 tacks. 4 times 8 is 32. Tack zone. So that's the bottom and the middle path and the bottom path already. That's done. Now, the Maelstrom ability also throws in a Ring of Fire. It kind of extends the Maelstrom ability not only introduces the Ring of Fire, but the projectile lifespan also increases. Kind of like the Tack Zone. What the Tack Zone does with attacks, they go further out. So, at least that's what the blades do. So, it kind of incorporates all 3 with that. Now, and then the Meteor Impact ability, that is just straight up Inferno Ring Tack Zone. A 50,000 damage meteor that splits into 32 other meteors that are each Inferno Ring strength. The Maelstrom ability is the top, middle, and bottom path all at once. That gets it into S tier at minimum. And then the Meteor Impact ability combines the bottom path and the top path into one shot, into one ability. That gets it into S plus tier because it's got that as well. On to this thing. This thing was awesome right out the gate. It has everything all at once already. pads in not only the main attack, but also the ability that it gets from this thing. It's got the three layers of explosions. It's got the recursive cluster, all of which deal bonus damage to blimps, like this path. And the first cluster can stun everything, except bats and bosses. But still, that is pretty damn good. That is pretty damn good right there. That has all three paths at once. But then you have the ability that it gets from this. This thing stuns. It deals a crap ton of damage. It knocks blimps further back. And when a balloon leaks, well, two things happen, one of which is the cooldown for it is reduced. The cooldown it gets from this is reduced. That's kind of crazy. It's got all three of those right there. And then it's got the passive ability that it inherits from this thing, but it just deals 10 times the damage. It one-shots everything below a bad, and it just deals 20,000 damage to bads and bosses. But that's about it. But other than that, double S tier. Double S tier Paragon. Okay? It's got that thing really damn good. But you can see that the sub Paragon, the Nautic Siege Core, is also double S tier. Let me explain why. The main attack, triple guns. It's got triple guns, airburst. It's got advanced intel, and it kind of deals with explosives. So I would say it's kind of like this. It's a little bit tough to say, but I would say it accomplishes all three paths right there. The preemptive strike, just duh. The sub-commander buff that it gets, okay, now that I think about this, I think the sub Paragon should have been in double S tier, in double S plus tier, because when you submerge it, it gives the global submarine buff, and it also gives, you know, the buff to heroes and whatnot. I should have placed that in double S. I should have placed that along next to the Spike Factory Paragon and Ninja Paragon, which I'll cover the Ninja Paragon in just a moment. So yeah, I will change the Nautic Siege Core's tiering after this. The next stream I do, the next time I do the tier list of the Paragons, I'll try to change that. But the main attack got advanced intel, it deals with the explosives, and it's got the triple guns. That's all three paths right there. At absolute worst, it would be S plus tier. But the final strike ability, it is this, and this all at the same time. It is three of these things that leave radiation, that leave fallout. Radioactive fallout. That brings it into S tier at minimum, S plus tier because of the main attack, double S plus tier if we were to go for double S tier for the, if we were to count the explosions as actual explosions, and then S plus, double S plus tier for these two being combined. Now on to the Ninja Paragon. Oh boy. This thing is, when it comes to the Ninja Paragon, boy did I underrate this thing like hell before. This thing is, when it comes to being a 555 tower, it is second only to the Spike Factory Paragon. It is second only to the Mega Massive Munitions Factory. 8 shurikens that have a chance to distract, that inherit the distraction and seeking. Top, middle, and bottom cross paths, right? Top, middle, and bottom paths, right there. That is S tier. It now has a permanent, Grand Sabo effect. That's whatever. The Master Bomber. It deals bonus damage to camo. That brings it up to S plus tier. But then we have the sticky bombs, or the flash bombs that it throws out. The flash bombs, it throws 5 of them at the same time. And each of those splits into 3 shurikens. You can take all the numbers, the 8, the 5, and then the 3, and increase all those by 1 if you include the monkey knowledge. In this case, it would be, in that case, it would be 9, 6, and then 4. That is still pretty damn good. That would bring it up to S plus tier. If it weren't for the fact that those also deal bonus damage to camo. That brings it up to double S plus tier. And now we get to the cream of the crop. The Mega Massive Munitions Factory itself. When a balloon hits one of the mines, it explodes. All right? It straight up explodes. When one of those mines depletes, it turns into like a small carpet. Like a very localized carpet of spikes. But they last incredibly long. That is top, middle, and bottom path right there. That's top, middle, and bottom path right there. Then you have the Spike Again ability. That is kind of like a Spike Storm, but the explosions are massive and they deal a ton of damage, and they also last super long. And then they also break into little, they break into smaller, like, carpets. When they are hit, they immediately explode, deal thousands of damage, tens of thousands of damage, but on the lower end. It's still pretty damn strong. And then you have that accelerated production. The burst of speed ability, that's pretty good. Then you have the permanent carpet of spikes. is it similar to the Spirit of the Forest and its global vine ability? Its global vines. Yeah, it's practically a carbon copy, but for something like this, it works. Okay? It at least includes the middle and bottom paths. So that gets it up. So all that, rounding up all of that, it is double S plus tier. Now, with that being said, that is what I think of every single Balloons Tower Defense 6 Paragon as a 555 tower. That is my B2D6 Paragon tier list. Here it is. The whole thing in all its hideous glory. Here it is in all of its ugliness. You think the Paragons should be differently tiered? Make your own tier list. Make your own tier list. Put it in the comments, and I'll tell you just how wrong you are. But yeah, this is my tier list. It's my opinion, but I did whatever I could to base it on the facts. But just like an asshole, everybody's got an opinion, and we're all entitled to one. Our opinions may be different, but if we can have a civil discussion, then that's a good thing we can have. Unlike what happened with the Charlie Kirk assassination. That was not a nice conversation. That was not a nice conversation, all right? Yeah. Quite the segue, huh? So, yeah. Yeah, it might be a little bit awkward, but still, the point stands. The two different points stand. If we can sit down and have a nice conversation, minds can be changed. We might be able to change minds. We'll be able to do things peacefully, and we won't have to worry about, complete chaos going on. Regardless of what the topic is, when it comes to politics or something as stupid as video games. Whatever the topic is, if we can have a civil discussion about it, boom. It doesn't matter if both sides agree or both sides 100% disagree, but are still willing to sit down at a table and talk. But as soon as you start trying to prove to the other person that, as soon as you start trying to prove that you're right and who you're arguing with is wrong, and the more you try to assert that, that's when things could start to go sour. Even worse, if someone starts to get violent. Because once that goes off, once that starts, all bets are off. The conversation just ends. And it's time to defend yourself physically. Yeah. So that's what I have to say about, that's what I have to say about the Charlie Kirk assassination and the Balloons Tower Defense 6 Paragon tier list. My tier list, at least. if we can have a civil discussion, awesome. But as soon as things start to get violent, all bets are off. All bets are off. If I have to kick your ass, then I will do it. It's not going to be pretty, and I will not want to do it. I will have to. If I absolutely have to, then I will. But I don't want to. I will only do it out of self-defense. Now, if you think I'm rude, think about it like this. I live in America. Those rights are protected. If you want to know what I really have to say, we'll wait until the end of the stream. So let me just get this out. There we go. So, what should I do next? You know, I think I'll just end it there. Who knows? I'll probably, yeah, I might start up another stream right after this. You know, I could probably do some Bloons Star Defense Ultra development, but that would probably deserve its own stream. So, yeah, I think I'll do that. So with that, might be weird to end it this way, but yeah. So if I was a little bit rude this stream, well, I'm not sorry for telling the truth. But as I always say, keep it real, keep it safe, and hang in there, things will get better. But if you wonder why I was a little bit rude this time, think about it like this. The nice guy died on September 10th, 2025. I'll see you in the next one.